Dustin.
Everyone loves a sleeper.
They sure do.
/
Undervalued. So again, all of these guys, let me make this very clear. They're not like you've never heard of some of these guys. You're gonna know some of these guys. Some of these guys are gonna go fairly early-ish in drafts. But if we think that they are typically going in the 4th round, we think they should go in the 2nd round, that can qualify them to go on this list.
Makes them undervalued.
So it's really undervalued because you know what? Sleepers, it ain't, 1999 anymore. Some
Watch our deep sleepers.
Some of you probably ain't even alive that's watching it that was alive in 1999. Is that the case, really? Oh, that's definitely the case.
Watch our deep sleepers video if you want people.
Oh my God, there's a lot of people born like in 2005 probably watching this.
You were old. Get over it.
That's crazy.
It's my first guy, one of my favorite sleepers this year.
I wanted to go
Sleeper
first.
Outfielder. You needed a moment, clearly.
I did.
Domingo Santana, outfielder, 25 years old. I really liked him coming into last year, and he took big strides, and I think he can take strides again this year. When you look at his numbers last year, 30 home runs, 88, 85, 15. I mean, he's across the board solid, and he hit around 280. I never really liked Carlos Gomez that much as a fantasy player. But
that's the biggest understatement of the world.
But these are similar numbers to Gomez, but I think Santana can take it even one step further. And Gomez was going in like the 2nd round at some point. It just didn't make sense. I think Santana has a higher upside, and he can put up similar and higher numbers. I love me some Santana.
This is why I wanted to go first. This is a perfect example of what I was talking about with somebody that could be going earlier. Yes, Dustin, check your sheet to see who it is.
No, Santana's going around pick 80, by the way.
That's why I'm checking the sheet. This guy's going around pick 44, and that's Marcell Ozuna. He's ridiculous. And pick 44, how can he be a sleeper? Let's take away the name and just say, this player had 37 home runs last year, 124 RBIs only behind Stanton, batted .312. What round should he be going in? And a lot of drafts, he'd probably be going end of the 1st, maybe even middle of the 1st, at least in the 2nd. Right now he's going to pick 44. So we understand why that it's not like a guarantee he's going to repeat those numbers, but still, he had a monster year. This guy available in the 4th round of your league, oh, jump all over it.
Love him.
Jump all over it.
He is fun. Another guy that is fun this year, outfielder for the Twins, Eddie Rosario, going around the 130th pick. If you watched our Bust/Overvalued show, you would have seen that we had Buxton on that list. And out of the two, I think I would maybe, even just straight up, I think I'd rather have Rosario. And Buxton right now is going about 70 picks before he is. But he's 26 years old, Rosario is. He was almost a 30-80-80 guy last year. He had 33 doubles, so I think he can get over 30 home runs this year. I'm excited about him. I think he's got a bright future, and at pick 130, he's a steal.
Let's talk about the guy that's going to pick 131, right after him. That'd be Matt Olsen. And Matt Olsen with Oakland, the thing about him is you're going to get some power. He's going to be bashing the ball like the Serrano of old. Had to get it in every year. Had to get it in. At 189 at-bats, he had how many? Count them, 24 home runs, insane. 45 RBIs. I mean, 50 and 100 for a full year, can we say? Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. But the power is absolutely there, and it wasn't fluky either. In the minors, Olsen had a ton of power as well. Later in drafts, again, he's going to pick 131. You're looking for some late power, you got it right here.
Got another outfielder for you, and that's Rafael Garcia. Been a big fan of this guy, but he hasn't quite got the power stats for people to get really excited about him. Right now, he's going almost pick 200. Which is ridiculous, I feel. The guy hit .330 last year, and he had 50 extra base hits and 518 at-bats. I mean, so depending on your league settings, a lot of times a guy that just has a good average can really have a lot more value than in the leagues that count more power stats. So I get the lack of home runs is why he's getting drafted so late, but with 50 extra base hits, he's hitting the ball hard. Some of those doubles are going to start turning into home runs. And when you look at that .330 average, this is a guy you got to get more excited about.
Robby Ray is currently going around pick 50. And that's too late in the draft for Robby Ray. Robby Ray last year had a sub-3 ERA. He was 15-5. He had 218 strikeouts in 160-ish innings, 162 innings to be exact. And he's got a great beard. So all of those facts alone means he should be drafted a lot better. Again, this is very similar. You remove the name and you say player A and you look at the stats, and again, he's going with a lot higher, a lot stud type pitchers. Now he doesn't have the exact same proven track record, of course, but Robby Ray is somebody, if you're looking to get, you know, Ozuna in the 4th round, if you see Robby in the 5th, woo, you're having a good draft.
Tommy Pham is next for me. Now this guy, he doesn't check off a lot of the boxes in terms of when I'm looking for a sleeper. He's 29 years old. To this point, to last year, hadn't really done a ton. He didn't really have a ton of power in the minors, so I don't really like that when they come in and just instantly kind of have power out of nowhere. So I don't really like that, but this one just feels different because he did have a solid average in the minors, and sometimes it just takes a while for it to click, and it just looks like there was just a slow progression, and he's figured it out. At 29 years old, it's not so old that it can't still happen. This one just feels different. His ADP is at 60, but I think there's a lot of upside with this guy this year, and I do think he is the real deal. Even though when you look at his history, there's a bit of a roller coaster ride, but the arrow's been pointing up as of late.
Red Sox fans, start drooling because you're probably going to overdraft this guy anyway. That's Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox. You know, really like this kid in all reality. He had about 200 at-bats last year, and in that time frame, he had 10 home runs, 30 RBIs, like a couple, 3, 4 bags. So overall, you know, in the limited bats, he proved he can play in the big leagues. He's got a high prospect potential. We obviously know about the kid. I think right now at pick 106, I think that's still a steal. So again, remember, we're taping this, it just turned March whenever we're shooting this video. This draft stock could certainly go up, but if you're drafting early and you can get him around pick 106, it's a great pick at this point.
Next guy, another youngster for you, Nicolas Castellanos for Detroit, 25-year-old third baseman. You know, I think, you know, obviously third base, kind of a tricky position to fill. You're always looking for those high upside young guys. I think this is a guy that definitely needs to be on your radar. He's going to hit around 280, I feel, and I'm going back to it. The guy's been a doubles machine from the minors on, and I think a lot of those are going to start turning into home runs really soon. And this is a youngster that I think's got a big upside. Even though I don't really see a 300 average, I still think he can do a lot for you.
If Dustin sniffs out some doubles,
I'm always looking.
Normally works out.
Always looking for that.
I will give you credit for that. Luke Weaver, I'll give credit for it because he's going around pick 115, playing for St. Louis, or pitching, shall I say, for St. Louis. In 60 innings, he had 72 Ks, so obviously you always know here at Smack Talk, we like doubles. Some people like them more than others. And we always like, you know, more strikeouts and innings pitched. And not only does Weaver, was Weaver solid, you know, in the bigs, he was very, very solid in the minors, and he's a youngster, he's only 23 years old. He has some nasty stuff. I think Weaver's a very, very interesting pick at pick 115.
So there it is. So again, we know you've heard of a lot of these people. We just think they're going a little later than they should. Get excited about baseball. Leave some comments. Let us know what you think about the list, who we left off, who you'd want to see on there. If you got questions.
Throwing this off the huge studio lights. Oh, did they catch that? Did they see that? They didn't see it, did they? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Check out
Give it to me.
all our other tiers and rankings.
Give it to me.
Hey.
One more. No!